She said they've been in the building since March.
What's that? Since March?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to NewSpring Church. It's all devotion, 365 every minute, every day. So in the middle of the madness, they can stretch me out like canvas, but I ain't ever gonna fit in their frame. Cause I can't stop, I can't quit. It's in my heart, it's on my lips. I can't stop, no, I can't quit. It's in my heart, I'm all in. To the wheels fall off, to the spotlight fades, I will lift your banner to the day I die. To the day I die. To the end of the night. To the day I die. Till I die and they put me in a coffin. No matter if I'm on the road.
I'm not sure what it looks like at the Columbia campus, but this is a church where we weep with those who weep and we mourn with those who mourn, and so we're excited. In fact, any Carolina fans here? Honestly, Carolina fans? That's why we can't lose. On every campus in just a second.
All these pieces broken and
Isn't that awesome? Woo! Y'all, I'm serious. I've been working. I choreographed that dance thing, and so I've been working on that all week. I'm so glad they pulled that off. They did such a good job. Hey, welcome to church today. I've asked everybody to wear their favorite college team color, and it looks like, at least at the Anderson campus, that Clemson is well represented. So any Clemson fans on all of our campuses, even house campuses? Carolina fans? Yeah, we weep with those who weep. We mourn with those who mourn. We know. I'm trying to be fair. Ohio State. Okay, it's awesome. Tennessee, go Vols. Alabama, Roll Tide. I've never heard a sober person say Roll Tide, so that would be fascinating. Auburn, Auburn, okay. Notre Dame. Oh, you are Catholic. You aren't allowed to make noise. So I'm and if I didn't get your team, I'm so sorry. But man, I'm just excited about this brand new series called Can't Lose. And here's the main idea. We're going to talk about this a lot today. And you're probably not going to agree with this statement at the beginning, but my hope is by the end of the series, we'll get there. A follower of Christ simply cannot lose. Okay? Now, when we make a mistake, there are people in this room. Listen. You used to be so much closer to God than you are right now. But you're afraid to give it another shot because you're afraid you'll drop the ball, and you just don't think you could withhold or withstand another missed field goal in your own life. You're scared. Last but not least, overwhelmed. Great, but I didn't really come to hear about football. I came to hear about Jesus. I'm so glad. John 3:16. And even if you're from an unchurched background, you get John 3:16. Like you've heard about it. It's the verse at the football game where the guy with his shirt off runs around with a poster board, and you should never take your shirt off at a football game ever. But this verse right here, see, for a lot of people, you might be tempted to tune out, but don't tune out on this because I'm going to show you how it relates to what Chandler experienced with Dabo. The Bible says, first of all, for God. Now, let's just pause and talk about that for a second because that's a big deal. God is a big deal. We're talking about the creator of the universe. He spoke the universe into existence, that God. We're talking about the God that custom designed every single person in the room. None of us were manufactured on an assembly line. God custom designed you. He created you. He has a plan for you and a purpose for you. We're talking about Him, okay? For God so loved, not liked, not tolerated, not put up with. God so loved the who? The world. Aren't you glad? I was thinking about this week. I'm so glad that verse doesn't say, for God so loved the good people. Loved by God. And it culminates in my favorite song of all time. Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. And every time I read these words, I'm reminded that I am not loved by God because I'm awesome. I'm loved by God because He is awesome. And when we get our minds wrapped around that, we cannot lose. So here's what we're going to do in just a second. On all of our campuses, we're going to stand and we're going to sing Amazing Grace. I'm going to ask you not to leave early. Some of you are like, well, I'm going to run to Cracker Barrel early. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I want you to sing this song. I want you to experience this moment of worship. We're going to stand, we're going to sing together, and I'll come back out. But listen, everybody. There's some people in this room that you don't feel loved by God. You feel afraid. You feel like a failure. You're hiding something. You're overwhelmed. You don't know where you stand in your relationship with Jesus. So in just a few seconds, when we stand, as we begin to sing, I'm simply going to ask you to step out of your aisle and walk out the back door of your campus. And there's some staff members and volunteers back there that they want to pray with you or for you. It doesn't matter if this is your first time at church, your 1,000th time. If you're at a house campus, you just kind of, during this song, you just kind of pull a campus leader aside and say, can we chat for a minute? Because listen, if you don't believe this, I want you to walk out today believing it. So if you've got an issue, you need someone to pray with you, pray for you, then as we sing this song, just step out and go. Because my prayer is that we will be a group of people that are in awe of the love of God and know because of that we cannot lose. So would you stand with me? Jesus, thank you so much for the cross. Thank you so much for your amazing grace. And thank you so much